Guys, investors queued overnight for their last launch. It was a complete sellout, and this one will definitely be the same. It's gonna fly. And for 45,000 Great British pounds, you can secure yourself a unit in this community. Now, this community is like no other. Genuinely, nothing else compares to it in the market. This is not just another Dubai development. This is a forest in the desert. Make it make sense. Investors who got in with this developer on their previous community saw returns of over 200% on cash invested. And I honestly believe this one is gonna be the same. Guys, let me talk to you all about Ghaf Woods, why it might be one of the smartest investments you make this year. Team, good morning, happy Monday, hope you are well. If we've not met before, I'm Katie, helping you navigate the Dubai property market. This week is no different, so let's dive into it. Okay, so first up, let me start with who is behind this project, because when we are buying off plan, as an investor, we work hard for our money. We want to make sure our investment is completely secure, completely safe. We are buying into the vision that these people have. Majid Al Futtaim are the master developers behind this community. Now, they are not just a regular developer. They are a very, very wealthy family, company, brand over here. They have a lot going on. Names, brands, companies that you all know and love. Shopping malls, communities. They've got a countless number of hotels. They're in the entertainment space, Ski Dubai, Ski Egypt, literally all over the world. Lifestyle, you'll have seen these brands before, Abercrombie Fitch, All Saints, CB2, Lululemon, Hollister, Lego. So you can see they're massive, massive players in the game, which gives us a lot of security when we're looking into a developer, into their finances. Have they got the track record of delivering? And they absolutely do, because development for them is now a key area that they're starting to concentrate on. And we've seen recent success with their previous community in Tilal Al Ghaf. Now, Tilal Al Ghaf was MAF's first master community in Dubai, and they wanted to come to the market with a bang. They knew what they were going to create is unique. Now, what they actually offer is something very unique. A lot of developers over here go for quantity. They are trying to get market share. These guys have no inclination of doing that. They are unique in their vision, in where they want to get to. They're not trying to take over the world. They're trying to create boutique, unique development. And that's why every one of their communities are really quite special, because they're not trying to mass produce. They're not trying to grow at an unsustainable pace. They create quality and they stand by their quality. One of the very unique things about this developer and what they did with their first community project was, we want to stand apart from the rest. We really want to demonstrate the quality of our product. And they were one of the first developers to create a show home, show apartment, before ever selling a unit. Over here in Dubai, because things come and go and sell so fast, developers don't need to bother doing that. Here, they wanted to do things differently. They really wanted to show the type of product that their end users were gonna get. And you go down to that show apartment, you know why people are queuing overnight for them. It is honestly something very, very special, and I'll touch on all of that. But Tilal Al Ghaf was a huge success. It was their first master community in Dubai. The investors that got in there early will look at the numbers, did a fantastic job, but you can see the type of amenities they bring to the place, the type of quality, the type of architects, the team they have around this to make this product, a vision, a reality, a real life. Again, something fantastic, guys, about getting in with a master developer is that they are looking after the whole plot of land they own. With developers who just concentrate on a tower, they only have to worry about their little plot of land. With a master community, they own the whole lot. There's someone actually planning and thinking about the roads, thinking about the trees, thinking about the landscaping, making a bigger play on the community, creating this brilliant place to live, which benefits us as investors, because end users want to live there. If there's lots of facilities, if there's lots of amenities, people want to live there. That naturally is going to push up rent. It's naturally going to help your capital appreciation, because both end users and investors will want to be a part of it. So in terms of the team and talent behind this, you know we are in for an absolute treat. So let's dive into the actual project itself. If we start with the location, location is a fundamental of any investment you buy anywhere in the world. So we need to make sure it's good. Now, Ghaf Woods is the community, and it is sat here very, very centrally to the rest of Dubai. You can see it's sat on the E311, which is the central spine of motorway, taking you from the top to the bottom of Dubai. Now, accessibility in Dubai is one of the most key priorities for anyone finding a place over here. I can tell you from first-hand experience, there's communities I absolutely will not entertain because the traffic's too bad. Getting around places is absolutely horrific. It's one of the key foundations when you are looking to both rent or buy in Dubai. So the fact that it's very accessible, not only that, but there's also a green spine that's going to sit along this line, meaning we're going to have public transport coming in here too. Again, another huge tick, a huge benefit when it comes to the location. Now, if we zoom in a little bit closer, let me just put this into perspective to the rest of Dubai. We are going to be sat here, which is exactly 20 minutes from the current airport, 20 minutes from the new airport, meaning we're so central. Look at that. Dubai started up here, Burj Khalifa. This is the London, the epicenter of Dubai. But as we are starting to see the introduction of the new airport, the new Palm, more and more development is shifting this way, and Ghaf Woods is going to sit in this central spot, which makes it perfect for that long-term capital appreciation that we're also looking about. Now, if we go back to this view here, you can see the types of projects that are sat around this property as well. Sat next to Global Village, which is a huge entertainment spot. It's very popular. It has entertainment, kids activities, food, all that good stuff. Very popular tourist spot in Dubai. You're opposite the road from Wilds, a high-end development created by Eldar that launched earlier this year. It was a complete sellout. On the other side of the road, you have Arabian Ranches, again, a villa community which has been fantastic when you look at the numbers in terms of capital appreciation there. On the other side of the road, you've got Acres, another super high-end luxury estate. You've also got Arabian Ranches 1. So you are surrounded by the best, which helps you to understand how good of a location this plot is in. The development itself. When I saw this, I gasped. I cannot explain to you the effort these developers are going to, the difficulty in what they are creating in this community. They had a flat piece of land. They could have made a lot of money on it by just doing what everyone else does in Dubai. But they always go one step bigger. They always want to do better. They always want to push it. And what that creates is an incredible result for their investors, because they create one-of-a-kind products. If you can't buy it anywhere else and they keep supply to a minimum, that's where your capital appreciation comes in, because there's a minimum supply and the huge demand, because what they create is so special. Their whole concept is creating this forest experience. My UK audience, when you go down to this place and the show home and the experience center they have created, you feel like you're stepping into Center Park. For a lot of people living over in Dubai, that is one thing we miss as expats: trees, greenery, and it's a huge benefit to getting into this community. The trees itself mean there's going to be a lot of nature. It actually cools down the temperature. It's going to be 5 degrees cooler than anywhere else in Dubai because of the greenery, the foliage, the shade. So not only it's going to create a host of benefits, but it creates a really peaceful, incredible environment, and it's honestly something very special. Not only that, it is part of a bigger community, a bigger master plan, and getting in here, you can benefit from all the facilities going on in the entire community. So the community is going to host schools, mosques, skate parks, a central forest, a wellness pavilion. It's next door to Global Village. You've got sports, you've got activities, you've got playing fields, you've got paddle courts, you have pools, gyms, all that good stuff that you get by being a resident in this area. Not only that, but they have created this family-friendly, safe place and environment which is going to have very very clean air, one through the trees, but secondly through the whole way they are building out this entire ecosystem. You can see it's very connected. You've got the D54 road here, you've got the E311 road here. You're going to have two entry points in and out of the community, and as you come into the community you're taken immediately underground, and this is where all the cars are going to be. This is where all your parking's going to be. And what is incredible about this. Firstly, it's not done anywhere else in Dubai, but secondly, it's going to create a carless community. It's going to mean that there's going to be no traffic in your community. It's going to create this very, very safe environment for kids, for families, for dogs, for pets, for my green space lovers. This is going to be a very, very unique community, and this next launch that they have with District, which is this community here, gives you a chance to be part of this very, very special community. So in the coming weeks, we're going to see the launch of District 1 and District 2. You can see the setup and what they are creating here. So these 4 towers are going to sit on the main shopping and dining, almost mall for this community. So this is going to be the epicenter of everything that's going on in this community. You're going to have shopping, you're going to have dining, and the brands associated with this developer, you know they are going to be top tier. They have brands that are associated with Sushi Samba. They're going to have cafes, bars, restaurants. You've got the wellness district. You've got the sky gardens. You're going to be in very close accessibility to the schools. You've got sky pools, outdoor lounges. You've got work from home spaces, cinemas, kids playrooms. Genuinely anything you can think of, guys, we have it in here. You're going to be absolutely spoiled in terms of amenities. And you can start to see the types of facilities themselves, the games room, the clubhouse, the kids area. They're making this very, very kids friendly. You've got your movie nights, your cinema spaces, your pools, incredible views. Wellness is a theme going throughout the entire community, and they're just going to create some absolutely phenomenal spaces. All these facilities add money in our pocket, because if they create a community that people want to live in, naturally there's going to be a higher demand, which means we can achieve the higher rents, which means it's going to be occupied all day every day, which helps our rental income. Equally, if you're the investor who's looking to flip and sell, there's going to be a huge demand from end users wanting to buy in this space too, because the facilities are going to be unmatched to anywhere else. The apartments themselves, you're going to have a mixture of 1 beds, 2 beds, 3 beds, duplexes, incredible spaces, very, very well thought out designs. And you go down to those show homes and it really, really does bring it to life. The floorings they use, the quality they use, the stones they use, it means that this product, it's going to stand the test of time. It's still going to be here when your tenants are in place, when all that good stuff's going on. Kitchen, the design, the stone they plan on using, you can see they're going to create a beautiful, beautiful space here. But I know you're investors, so really all you want to know is, Katie, tell me the numbers, what are we looking at here? And this is one of the best selling points about the entire project. They have one of the most phenomenal payment plans you have ever seen. A lot of developers like to get cash in the bank early, and when you look at payment plans, a lot of them are weighted towards the start of the investment, so they get their cash in as quickly as possible. This developer, in all honesty, doesn't need the money. That is why they're trying to create a payment plan that's going to work for their investor rather than work for them. So they have split this equally across the 4-year build period, and you are looking at 15% per year. Genuinely, this is very, very unique in the marketplace. This doesn't happen. So in order to get your unit booked, you need a 10% down payment plus your 4% DLD. Now I'm going to run this on the entry level price. For a 1-bedroom, these are starting at 1.47 million AED, which is about 320 Great British pounds. So all in all, to get your unit booked and secured, and to secure yourself a place in this development, you're going to need 45k British. Then for the next 4 years, you're paying again 15% each year, right the way up to completion, where you 40% of the payments due. At this point, it's at handover. The product's ready. You can get a mortgage in place if you wish to do so. Fully financed, fully available, meaning the payments are a lot more manageable. You don't have to have all this cash up front. But what it does allow you to do is secure today's price and benefit from 4 years worth of capital appreciation without having all the money down. So what could we expect to see in terms of the returns on this? Now, no one has a crystal ball, no one can promise anything, and I would hate to ever guarantee a result. What I do like to do is, I'm a numbers-based investor. I'm going to show you the facts, the figures that we have as of today, and anything else as the market expands, exceeds expectations, it's going to look as a win. So long-term predictions in terms of rental income. Now, when I was pulling comparables on this, it's very, very difficult for me to do because quite honestly, this is the most unique development we've ever seen. It's very, very different to what else is going on in the market. But when I look at the map, we're surrounded by villa communities, which is not going to help in terms of our comparables and what we can expect to see on the rent side of things. Al Barari is a community which is made up of both villas and apartments. Al Barari is actually one of the greener communities in Dubai as well, so it makes a good comparable. That, along with Dubai Hills, is probably our best bet when we're looking at numbers. So I pulled up the recent rental contracts that have gone through in Al Barari. Now, this is the most live, up-to-date report for Al Barari in terms of one bedrooms in that community. So you can see in that community, one bedrooms are going for, this is an annual contract, so 175,000 AED, we've got 155 there, 130 there, okay, 125 there, 130, 175. So you can see it is a little bit of a range, but what I'm going to do for us today, I'm going to do a worst case scenario because I'd always prefer to under promise, over deliver. Let me put that into our spreadsheet and work out what that's going to look like for us. It's already in there. So if we put in 130, which is one of the lower rent of what we were seeing on that report there, and that is live data as of today. In reality, Dubai's rents in the past have gone up 10% a year. Not only that, this is going to be a very unique opportunity, brand new facilities, brand new amenities. So I'd really honestly say this is going to be upwards of that. But let's just roll this through as an example. 130 AED per year is about 27,000. Not only that, but rent in Dubai is often paid upfront for the year. So you're getting that as a cash amount lump sum upfront. Hello, sensational. Service charge, we want to be looking at net figures. 18 AED per square foot on a 900 square foot unit. We're going to be looking at about £3,400 per year to pay on that side of things. So when we're looking at the net returns, it is spitting out right now 7.7 net yield, tax-free, because this price is also going to qualify you for a visa, meaning you're getting preferable mortgage rates, meaning you can apply for a visa, meaning you're eligible for tax-free income, no inheritance tax, no capital gains. Some of those figures got up to 175. Even if we push this to 150, look what it's doing to your net yields. You're going to get 9%. Now that's only half of your investment, right? The cash flow that you can expect to see. I know for some people, you want a capital appreciation play. How can I demonstrate what is going on in the market? Tilal Al Ghaf was the previous community by the same developer. So if I show you the types of returns that the investors in that development saw, it can kind of start to paint a picture of what we can expect. So this is live data from the DLD of all the sales that have recently gone through in that community and in that area. So let me go in and see some live data here for you. Okay, so this property is a 4-bedroomed villa in the Tilal Al Ghaf previous development that I spoke about earlier. So this investor got in with this developer back in 2021. They bought it off plan on the initial sale for 2.9 million. They have sold it yesterday, 25th of June, 6.8 million AED. That is over 100% increase in value in the space of 4 years, which is again the same amount of time that we're going to see on this Ghaf Woods development. So there, that investor has doubled the property value. However, think about this. If you're only putting 60% in terms of cash, let me do the maths on this. That is over a 200% return on cash invested. Let me show you another example so that we can see what else is going on here. Again, you can see here in 2020 initial sale, this property was purchased for 1.7 million AED, sold again yesterday for 4.3 million. This is in the space of 4 or 5 years. Again, we're looking at double the value from initial sale, from buying it off plan to actually these are completed, these are handed over, and the investors have seen a phenomenal time. And that is why so many investors are now wanting to get involved in this next launch that this brand is bringing to the market. They are a very, very popular product. You can understand why. It's a development I am very, very excited about. The show apartment shows the quality. You can see the track record that this developer has, and I think this is going to make a phenomenal investment. If you guys need any more information on this, if you want brochures, floor plans, breakdowns, use the links around this video. Let's have a chat. Let's get you in. This will come and go and launch very, very quickly. This will be a sellout on launch day, so I want to make sure you've got all the information as early as possible so we can get you in that queue to get you the best units with this credible developer and project. I hope you found that helpful. Any questions you have, leave them around this video, and I will see you on the next one.